People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, guys, we're back. And this week we have a return guest. This person is awesome.
Yep.
She's become a family friend.
Yep.
Not all podcast people get the invitation to Isley Manor.
Right.
But as soon as Natalie's done with school, we want to get these people over here.
Yes.
She's a marine biologist, a musician, a composer. Everybody, it's Heather Spence's second time on the podcast. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
So that's what I was telling her before we started this thing. I said, we're just going to wing it today. We went out to lunch the other day. We spent an hour and a half, 2-hour lunch. I don't know what it was. And we just talked. It'll be easy. Be easy.
We have so much to talk about.
All right. So I want the world to know that Wes is a hero.
Oh, okay.
And because this is important.
True story.
Oh, Heather, his head. You shouldn't have said this. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
All right. Let me tell everybody what happened. All right. So Heather is awesome. But she has been crappy bad luck, right? So it was the first show she ever went to, and I've been doing magic 30 years. It was the hottest show I've ever done in my life. So much so that Natalie wasn't on stage for 95, 97% of the show because she was trying to keep my animals alive.
Yes.
We thought there'd be at least a shade that we could be in. I mean, in hot shows, she takes care of the animals.
But this was more.
That was really excessively hot. I mean, it had to be like over 100 degrees, I think.
It was crazily.
It was awful. I mean, so much so that my pants changed color from the sweat. I mean, it wasn't even the same color. And then the second show, she books me for her kid's birthday party. And it was hurricane force winds in a park in Northern Virginia. And cold. Yeah. I don't think about the cold. I've done cold. Cold is easy.
It was so windy.
When you're laying on the table holding props so they don't blow away.
And it's not like it was the middle of winter either. It was like mid-October. The days before and after were beautiful.
It's just
that day. Just one day.
And then they come to visit us at the farm because they're becoming friends now, right? And they come to spend the day with us at the farm. And I'm swatting little bugs flying around me as I'm performing. And one hits me, and I got to knock it off. And it nails me in the hand. My hand swole up. Her mom's trying to give me medicine.
It was a bee, not a fly.
Yeah, it was. I got stung by a bee. I worked that farm for 20 years now. Never got stung by a bee. Only because Heather was there, I got stung by the bee. My hand swole up. I couldn't get my ring off. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I was trying to think about that this morning.
It was a couple weeks at least, yeah.
My hand was swollen for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then she comes to see us at Arlington Draft House. And I'm like, okay, this will be great because we love her. She's great. But something bad always happens. And you know what? At the end of the show, I'm like, I think we broke the curse. I think it's over. And she says, no, we're taking Dad to the hospital. You have killed your dad. And I'm like,
I did not say that.
You said the curse is not over. I thought the curse was over because the show went great. You said, no, the curse is still on. It comes back around to, I'll let you finish the story.
No, but so for one, weather was beautiful that day.
It was great. We don't know. We were in a theater all day. Was it? Great?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But two, you saved my dad's life. Because if we hadn't been at your show, we would not have known that he needed to go to the hospital. And so I think everything's good now. You saved his life, but now you're like, that thing where if you save somebody's life, then you're responsible for them. So it's all yours.
All right. I take care of him. I like him. He's a cool dude. No, so you give me credit for saving his life. They said if they were at home, he'd have probably just went to sleep and got way worse and possibly passed away. But they were at the show and everybody saw him. So that's they're giving me credit, but they were at my show when it happened. So timing perfect. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. So you are a hero.
Hey, all right.
And he's doing a lot better. He was out to lunch with us on Saturday, so that's good.
Yes.
And then Heather came to see us at a library we did recently and Saturday.
And as far as I know, that went well.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything bad happening. So.
And beautiful weather.
Normal, right?
Amazing.
Yes.
Everything
we ate outside. It was, oddly cool for August, which is awesome. So
The weather was beautiful.
See, more good weather. So I think we're good now.
That was a great lunch. How were we during lunch? Were we okay? Were we normal? I felt like
Are you guys ever normal?
Natalie had heart
Well,
that
normal as we
issues.
could be.
Natalie had that pain issue, and I was lethargic. I was just so tired. This week has been hard for us.
It's been brutal.
It was
You-
our hardest weeks we've had in a long
You were doing
time.
magic. Like, okay, here you are. You've got all of this brutal work schedule. You're doing many magic shows a day, and here you are at lunch, supposed to be taking a break, and you're doing magic. But you taught me a magic trick, which I then later did. I think fairly successfully because I got some oohs and ahs. So
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
yes,
Awesome.
yeah.
All right, so I have been thinking about you because all I've been doing is driving this week. 37 hours of driving this week.
Oof.
Do you think you want to put together a show?
Yeah. Well,
Like to do
I don't
like
wanna-
libraries or, I had a friend of mine doing magic at an aquarium. I remember the story, but I cannot remember who it was. But they were just doing card tricks with fish on them at the aquarium.
Huh.
This could be so much more with marine biology.
because I already do like some performance stuff, right? So I have my like live show with like cello, but also like recorded underwater sounds. I could imagine developing that into a more like something that's like a little longer with more variety and some more stuff, and people learn about marine conservation and
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
your music is the backdrop for this thing, and you can say how you did this song. This song will play while I do this trick.
Right.
I don't know if you want to do it like for families or kids, or you want to have it in the theater. What were you thinking? Because I'm really trying to work on material for you.
I mean, it would be great. Well, so I do a lot of like workshop types of things, but I think it could be, I mean, I think I like to do things where my preference, it usually doesn't work this way because usually like schools want something or a particular group wants something, but I love to do it with things that work for a variety of ages and experience. Because I feel like that's like more of like the natural, like, so like whole families could be there or whole like, a variety of people with different types of experience could enjoy something. So I try to angle things so that there's like, it's enjoyable on a few different levels. That's what I like to do. I don't always get that chance, but
All right, so you hinted at it. It was a 2-hour lunch, hour and a half lunch. I don't know what it was. It was a lunch. It was a long lunch. What was the thing about puppets? You said you had a history working with puppets, but we tipped on it, but it was time to go. It was just
I have an eclectic skill set in history. So so this actually goes back to when I was a kid. I was a founding member of the Arlington County Teen Puppet Troupe.
Oh, wow.
Yep. We got like some real nice training in puppetry and we did some stuff. And then I just kind of kept I kept a hand in it.
Get it? I get it. She was happy with that one.
Yeah.
So, and it's it's interesting how puppetry's like the things that you learn about it kind of relate to all of these other different things. I'm working on a different book right now, but after I finish that one, I really want to write a book that in my head is called Puppetry Parenting, because it is amazing how much the things that I learned in puppetry are actually so useful for parenting. And it's not just about like, oh, hey, I can like entertain my kid with a puppet. It's also like the sort of philosophy behind it, right? That like puppetry, it's like, it's not just cute, it's actually extremely useful, right? And having that puppet be like another character, like puppets can do things that like I can't say it, but the puppet can say it and it's okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all of that kind of stuff actually turns out to be really useful stuff. Like imagine, like in our house, like things get tense, like the puppet comes out and the puppet is the mediator.
Ah.
So we'll do peer mediation with a puppet being the mediator, being like, okay, nope, gotta stop talking now, it's their turn.
So this is with the kids, not with your husband, though, right?
Sometimes it's with the husband.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's another voice. It's another character.
Yeah.
It's another something in the mix. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what ages is that? I mean, does that stop at 3? Does that stop at 4? Does that?
I think these are like, I think it's like, it doesn't stop. I think everybody needs a dose of puppetry in their lives. And it's also, I mean, it's also just a cool kind of, thing to kind of understand how puppets work. But like, it's such a broad field. And I feel like there's potentially, some overlap with magic too, I'd imagine, right? There's, because puppets, there's not just sock puppets, right? There's all kinds of like manipulation of objects, and, masks, all of that kind of stuff fits into puppetry too.
Well, see, me, I told you I have this thing, and I have magician friends that are listeners right now. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's what I told you the other day. I don't like the puppeteers that move their mouth while they do that. That's ventriloquism that they're not even doing right. That's my opinion, totally my opinion, and I'm wrong, I'm sure. But there's ventriloquism, and then there's puppetry.
Yeah.
There's a puppet show. You're doing the lazy way. So I think you ought to have like the music back here that plays that person's voice, and then time it to that as a magician maybe is better. But I don't know. I just haven't seen a good show of that. I also see a lot of bad magic and bad entertainers. You go to magic conventions, there's competitions. These people are new and they're trying to get their name out there or trying to get feedback. So I'm seeing a lot of bad acts too. You know what I mean? So I don't know the ones that talk with the puppet. I don't know that I've seen good ones.
I mean, there's a whole spectrum. It depends on what you're aiming to achieve. I mean, I think you can do that effectively, but I think there's sort of techniques for doing it. And you might like, okay, so I'm thinking too, there's probably some overlap with you have to get people to focus on what you want them to focus on, right? And you do that, I'm
That's
sure,
correct.
right? That's your whole thing. And the same thing, it's like, if you have, let's say you have a bunch of puppets and none of them have mouths that move, right? Like, for example, like marionettes or something, like how do you know which one is talking, right? Like you can do it through other forms of movement, right? If you look at puppets, like the way that they're moving their bodies helps you to know where you should be looking at in the action. And so I think there are ways that you could do like an actual human talking with the puppet where it's effective, but it takes a little more strategy because otherwise you're looking at the person moving the mouth, right? Which can be distracting. But I think there's ways to do it.
Well, you told me I was wrong, so I agree. That's fine. I know that I'm not in that world either.
But you're allowed your personal preferences as well.
I guess. So it's just amazing. We met you. We become fast friends with you. Now I feel like I've known you for a long time. It doesn't seem like it's just been.
It's a year.
A little over a year.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've known you for a long time, but I'm still learning. You're like an onion that has all these. I just found out puppetry. Oh, yeah, I have a diverse background in puppetry. I also have a lot of magic books in my collection at home. Oh, and I have this piece from Siegfried and Roy in my collection.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's not supposed to happen. You're not a magician. Why do you have
No, I'm an appreciator of magic, but I'm not good at it. Except for that one trick you taught me. I can do that fairly consistently.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad it worked. Well, your daughter was asking to see some magic at lunch, and I had nothing. I'm like, all right, well, I'll come up with something. But yeah. And I was going to go to the car and get my little go bag, but we just went straight. So I had nothing in my pocket. So
no, it's great to do it with. It's much better to do it with nothing.
Well, that's what I did. Anyway. All right. So what were we going to talk about today? You were talking about animal care is what you
mentioned. I mean, I think that's I mean, I feel like that's where we like initially bonded on that, right? Because it's so tough because people who don't get it just don't get it.
Yeah. And so our issue right now that we have to retire one of our baby birds. And I say it's a baby, but it's our baby.
Our baby, always a baby.
Yeah, it is. And she's getting cataracts in her eye. And I think the light is bothering her, so she just keeps her eye closed. And it was closed. It would open during the show and then close. But it's on my side when I put her on the table. So sometimes she's an old bird. I thought she was like going to sleep. She's so mellow. And then she gets up and does her magic and then does whatever. But she's fine. It's not that she's unhealthy or anything. But now she's getting cataracts. And I think the light's bothering her. So after this run of shows, she's going to be retired. But I put her home in her cage yesterday. And she opens that eye. It's milky. And she's hopping around, getting food, getting drink. and they're bowing to each other, cooing.
It's not as bright in there. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
she is doing all the things that a healthy bird's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's nothing
Okay,
wrong.
all right. So you need to develop. So because otherwise she's gonna miss doing magic shows, right?
Well, you think I ought to do fake magic shows just for her?
No, I not. Yeah, but no. I was thinking you develop a whole new trick just for her with all the lights off.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, she's in the back of the room. Hey, she's back.
We put some glow in the dark stuff on her.
Yeah.
You know? Find
Yeah,
some-
or on you.
Yeah.
Wear like a glowing thing, and then do some. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
see. This could be cool.
You know how crazy it is to adjust the lights at 400 shows a year? Like, then I get hired for your birthday party outside. I can't adjust the lights.
Heather, turn the sun down.
Right.
Yeah.
That farm. There's no adjusting lights. There are magic tricks they sell, and they say, just turn the lights down. This is great. They won't be able to see how the person's levitating. And you're like, I can't control the lighting at every
Right.
video I do.
Not at those.
Then
days.
I'm developing an act that I want to get it locked in. The way I try to do my magic, Heather, is I want it to be where if a kid comes up on stage, I can address that, but get right back into. I want it to be so easily coming out of me that I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about entertaining the audience and making eye contact and pointing out things and having fun with people that I'm thinking about the trick. So if there's a trick that I'm only doing 15 times a year, it's not going to be locked in.
Yeah. But it just sucks because this dove is perfect. I mean, you can put her on top of a box even if you're outside, and she just stays there. She doesn't. She's not flighty. She's always just calm, cool, collected, totally willing to try out whatever you want to try out, and it's just
even in outside
awesome
shows,
bird.
but not at her birthday party.
Well,
we had to hold her down.
That was she would have gotten blown away, but
Yeah.
Lana took pictures. Her hair was like this. It was completely sideways in the picture.
Yeah.
So somebody in PETA or somebody like that's gonna say, "I've hurt my dove. Look, it's got an injured eye."
Right.
And
And it's just age.
I was trying to poo-poo it at first. I said, "Oh, maybe she just whatever." Huh? It's cataracts.
Yeah.
You can see it. Yeah. But anyway. All right. So that's our story. What did you have to say about health in animals and welfare?
Well, because I mean, the thing is, since I actually did my PhD on animal welfare, right? Like with dolphins specifically, but getting into that world, and really understanding the difference that I think many people, are not like taught the difference between animal rights and animal welfare, and it's different. Animal welfare is like, really important to me. And it's very frustrating to me to see when there are people who have dedicated their whole lives to helping animals be healthy and comfortable, and then they get attacked, right? And they're the ones that are getting attacked. And there is some real mistreatment of animals going on. But I'm seeing people attacked like that's their whole life, that they've really given up on so much stuff. They've sacrificed so much for these animals, and then they're the ones getting attacked. That just really makes me feel horrible. Like, and I know you, and I see how you treat your animals, and they are well treated, right?
No.
On the hot day, you are not worried about yourselves, right? You were worried about the animals.
Yeah.
The boys were
Number one was make sure that Binks and Broadway and Blue and I don't know whoever else you had, right, are doing great. That's number one. So,
and we had ice in our mister. We were misting them down. Yeah.
And if there was any, like, I know if there's any issue, like, you wouldn't have them be there, like, because they're your family, right? They're like your honored
if anything was going to go downhill, we would have just taken them, put them back. They had a dressing room that the babysitter and the boys were hanging out with that was air conditioned.
And
so
Lana.
if anything, and Lana when she wasn't on stage, and so if anything was going to go downhill, like started going downhill, it'd just be like, okay, well, skip animal tricks. They're in the air conditioning. Yeah, it just. Yeah.
And that's
people think like you're forcing them to perform. No, you're not, right? Yeah. Like
well, and a lot of people that have problem with people that use animals in their show aren't around animals or don't know animals like we do. Like they tell us when they want to be retired. I think I might have told you the story. I'm just telling the world now. We had a bunny that just backed into a corner and thumped, and he, like when I reached my hand in, he was just tired of being in the show. Another bunny got older, Houdini.
Yeah.
And we retired him.
Because we felt bad. Like, he's worked his whole life. Let's just give him some retirement.
Because he's getting old.
Spoiled, and just let him live out his old age spoiled.
Heaven forbid a 4-year-old bunny died during the show. I've killed it.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Whereas a 80-year-old person died during a magic show, well, I didn't do that to them.
Right.
But they died in a load chamber, which is a room. You know what I mean? They're in a room. They're in a bathroom.
Right.
But anyway, we retired him, and then I went to get the bunny out of the cage next to him that we've been working with and apprenticing, and he was biting the cage and pulling at it, trying to get. He wanted to go that day. So
like, no, this is my thing. You don't take him. This is my thing.
And
So
they
we'll
know.
be back in the show for a little longer, and then yeah. But yeah,
But people
that
don't
was
have
sweet.
any clue. They don't know.
Yeah.
And when we were at the library, we went out to lunch. So we can't put the animals in the car. So I talked to the library. I said, hey, can I put them in the back office? Can I do something? You might hear the doves cooing because they're comfortable in there. They're happy, so they're going to sing.
Yep.
And she said, yeah, can I see them? I said, yeah, come here. I got them all out, and I showed them to the I don't know, to the librarian, secretary, whatever she was.
I don't think it was to check on. I think she just wanted to see him.
No, she was super excited, right?
Yeah.
And she petted the doves. She petted the bunny, got them all out. And then I put them all away, and I said, now listen, if anybody else wants to see them, I'll show them after the show. Because I've had it in the past where I come back and they're like, dude, everybody in the office just loves your animals. When we got them out in the pet, you don't touch my animal. Don't.
No.
So I told her, I said, this room's locked. Nobody will be in here. Make a list. Anybody wants to see them, I will take my time. Anybody can see them. But please don't mess with anything till I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if somebody gets hurt, they're not going to say anything. They'll just put it in the cage and shut the door.
And they were going, what the heck happened?
Right.
Yeah.
They're my babies. Don't mess with them. Don't mess with them.
Exactly. That's I just want people to understand, like, people who are working with animals, like, what would be your incentive to hurting them, right? Like, that you're working, they're collaborators with you. Like,
Right.
I'm the worst person in the world. I hate animals. I hate people. I'm a magician, right?
Right. Yeah.
$15 per dove. Okay, that's not so bad. $30 for a bunny if I had to go buy them every time. Not so bad. Now I got to train them. Now I got to take care of them. Can you imagine doing that every show? The movie, The Illusionist, I think, they showed an old version of a vanishing cage where the bird is in the cage when it collapses and goes. And it dies every time. And they're collapsing parakeets. What is a parakeet? $78?
Yeah.
If you're a magician and don't care. But here's the thing. In the olden days, magic was different. The reason they worked
Lots of
with
things were different.
birds is because doves, because if they didn't have any shows, they had no money, they could eat them. I've never had bunny or dove in my life.
Mm-mm.
You know, we had duck at a millionaire's party, and
I felt so guilty because we have ducks here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that good. Gotta say.
But I mean, it's just that's
well, and also sometimes people will take, like, the things that were done, maybe 50 years ago, right? But, like,
200 years ago
or 200 years ago, and it's like, okay, let's not make those comparisons because we know a lot more now about things. So yeah.
And they used to have stuffed animal bunnies, and you would pull them up by the ears, right? And when you produced a real bunny the same way, because that's what they did a long time ago, the bunnies would kick. Well, we now know, Marley and me, the stomach twists and they will die.
Mm-hmm.
But bunnies are easy. You can just breed more. And if you're just doing that with the bunny, it's not trained. It doesn't need to stay in the load chamber and not eat the walls of the box and all these different things. So yeah, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
No.
And the way I make my guy set during the show, I mean, he's
right. That's comfortable for the bunny.
And he's not kicking. He's not thrusting his hips around. He's not upset with it.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And he loves all the love he gets after a show.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
Oh, I saw, like, you had the meet and greet, right? Binks was sitting there like, I am the happiest bunny, and like, and then you look over, you're like, oh, you're trying to get more pets. Okay, you want more pets.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, pet the bunny. You got to pay attention to the bunny.
If you start talking near him, he'll go to that edge of the table and try to get more pets.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. Just thinking, you're a marine biologist. I'm going to ask you. You should know. So you remember that movie Free Willy?
Yes.
Where the whale and the fin bent over?
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
So, okay, so there is some indication that like it's maybe an indication of they're missing something, but I think there at one time it was like, oh well, every time they're in captivity they have like the fin bent over, but that's not actually the case. And I think it depends on the species. There's been more work on that to see like, okay, well, what actually is that about? And but it's not as like clear as it had been presented, right? Because it used to be like, oh well, it because it looks like, oh, a sad, it has like a oh, there's something wrong with it.
Eeyore, Opie, Eeyore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it's really like all that clear cut, and
Okay.
it's not like a thing that like has to happen either. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got one for dolphins. I'm always watching these outside the wall conspiracy theory, listening to it in the podcast and everything. And I keep hearing the same thing over and over about dolphins, that there's a law that you can't make contact with them in the wild. Is there an international law or an American law that you're not allowed, not a marine biologist, but a regular person, I'm not supposed to try to contact them, communicate with them. If I'm next to them on the boat, I'm not supposed to play with them in the water.
So
how hard would that be? They're right there.
Okay, well,
supposedly, and I don't know if this is even true. Is that a true thing?
So okay, so there are a lot of protections for marine mammals. Which then that also brings up a whole thing. It's like there's all these protections for marine mammals, but like what about other animals that are also important, right? But okay, so we start with the marine mammals. So there are rules against harming them in any way. I would recommend against touching any marine mammals in the wild, right? Like that's not something anybody should be doing for your own safety, right? Like don't go out like approaching wild animals and try to touch them. Any kind of wild animal, right? That's just not a good idea. So, I think laws vary by country. But it doesn't really matter about the law. Like, don't do it. Now I will say, there are situations, like for example, like I was with some whale sharks, right? I was actively trying not to touch the whale sharks. They were touching me. All right. And like something like that could happen. It's like, what are you gonna do? Maybe get out.
Right.
Yeah, so that kind of thing can happen. I mean, what if they're coming fast and they touch you, what are you gonna do about it? Right. But
I don't know
not go try, like, don't go out in the wild and try to ride a shark or a dolphin.
Right.
It's just not a good idea for anybody.
That's my rule with snakes. If it doesn't have a name, like if it's not your pet snake, I won't touch it, handle it, whatever. If it's got a name and you tell me it's cool, okay. But yeah, I hate snakes. I don't want to touch a snake. But on the television show, when I had to work with snakes, they all had names. I don't care. It's fine. And I'm not scared of snakes, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm good with you. Even if they have a name, I don't need to touch
Yeah, I don't need a pet snake.
No.
I guess you're not going to be doing any snake magic.
No.
Dude, I tell you what, though. One of my favorite animals in the world is an iguana.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in Cancun, I'm always trying to put them to sleep.
I hate don't go up to a wild animal. This one for iguanas just comes up. I'm going to try and make him.
Okay, but you're not like hugging the iguana.
No. If you do this above the iguana's face, they usually just settle down.
Supposedly, he hasn't gotten one though. I think that's a pet iguana.
My pet iguana used to he used to like, it was like you're unplugging him. He would just go into like but all my pet iguanas did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
None of the
But I can't get close enough to a wild one. My pet ones are in a cage, so I can do that. Hover above his eyes. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like the iguanas in Cancun are a little bit like squirrels here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But
they're
I'm
just chilling,
I'm
like, hey, just here on this rock.
coconut. I go crazy. I see the coconuts in the tree, and I'm in heaven. I want one. I want to have it right now. And iguanas. I'm like a 3-year-old. I'm chasing iguanas and coconuts. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Iguanas are really cute.
I love them. They're so awesome. They're so awesome. Anyway, all right. What else are we gonna talk about?
And the tiny little turtles that they have that we've seen, they will make them go out to the ocean. So they're adorable. They're so teeny weeny.
No, baby sea turtles are so cute.
So, is there a law? I just watched on Ozzy Osbourne had that reality show with his son Jack, and Jack just said on the show that the sea turtles, you're not allowed to get within 20 feet of them because they'll have a heart attack if you approach them on the beach.
Oh wow!
Have you ever heard that before? That's something to ask a marine biologist. Maybe
so not.
Yeah.
I mean, like, are they talking about what? Do you know?
It was a. I wouldn't say it's a giant one. So it was like 5 years old maybe, and it beached itself and
it beached itself. Maybe if it's already in distress.
Okay.
It's like, so there are programs. I haven't participated in it recently, but like some years back, I was part of some things where we're like, okay, unfortunately, with some coastal development, sea turtle nests are at risk, right? And so, there was some work to kind of keep track of the nesting sea turtles and then also move the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
Natalie calls them the graveyards in Cancun.
They look like little graveyards with their little. They just have the eggs buried. Yeah.
But the little cross has the date where they buried the egg. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that we're at that point where we have to move the eggs, but okay. But like, sometimes that involves being like fairly near the. Okay, I mean, we could go. Maybe we don't want to talk about pregnancy and birth, but I mean, you just feel for the mother turtle, right?
Right.
It's like, ugh, getting up on the beach, and then she's like, oh, okay, like these eggs, and then like shuffling back to the ocean. You're just like, poor mama sea turtle, right? Like, you could be standing right there. She's like, that is the least of my worries. I gotta get these eggs out. I gotta get back in the water.
All right.
This is the worst.
So I can totally see it happening where the hotel said don't get near them. Maybe that's,
Yeah, that could be.
I can totally see that too.
That's what the hotel told them, so they don't mess with them, probably. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy spreading that. I mean, and there probably are situations where that could be true too. I mean, especially scared animals, right?
Right.
You don't want to freak them out even any more than they already are.
Yeah.
So.
But all the predators in the ocean, having a person walk up on them, giving them a heart attack, I can't imagine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Taking a selfie with it or petting it.
You hear of the statistics of how low their chances are of survival. Just one, getting from the beach to the ocean, and then surviving in the ocean as tiny little cute little things. And then that one makes it, and some human gives them a freaking heart attack because like, darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I'd like people to know about sea turtles is that the light pollution on the beaches is a huge problem for them, because we know that light is like the major cue that they're using, the baby sea turtles are using to find the ocean, right? And so having that artificial light source on the beach, so unnecessary, right? Like, and because also if you want it for like secure, like who's out on the beach at night, really? And then they usually do it to make it look nice, or for security. Well, for security, you could use a red light. Use a light that's in a spectrum that doesn't influence the turtles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, the
problem solved.
Was that the first year we went, or the second year? I don't know. One of the first couple years that we went to Cancun, they had a big Mexican Independence Day celebration, and they did dinner out on the beach, but we got to go over, see them release turtles, and then we went back to dinner, and then you turn around and there's tiny little baby turtle coming up to our table, and we're like, oh my goodness.
It was underneath my foot at dinner, and it was like,
way wrong direction of
yes.
and just totally. So we picked it up and took it back.
But
But
they had lights on even at a turtle releasing event?
yes.
Yeah.
So it was like turtle releasing over here. So many people, and they're like, turn off your flashlights, because everybody wanted to flashlight the thing. The poor turtles didn't know where to go.
Oh gosh.
And so then they get out in the water, and then you go back, and it wasn't that far. I mean, it was a little bit over where they released the turtles to where the dinner was. But I mean, I had no idea at that time. But then you see this little turtle coming up, and now you're learning all these things of, oh, well, it's because of the lights. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, they didn't schedule that very well to have a big old Mexican independence party outside, bright lights, big music, all that stuff. Not that the music bothers, but the lights. And then release the turtles on the same day. Yeah. So, but we got that. We took the little turtle back to the ocean, but I don't know how many more. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't the only one.
Right.
That went to Palm.
Yeah. They're not advertised a releasing thing, but if you're there at that time, you can participate in it. They'll let you
watch. Yeah. But I think that was overwhelming for the people too that were releasing the turtles, because it was a huge group of people. Because the people from the party, so just like we did. I mean, we went over to see. We're like, oh my gosh, they're releasing. We want to see baby turtles.
But it's got to, it's got to do with Mexican Independence Day and the day that chick laid those eggs. That turtle laid those eggs. It's not that they can't schedule Mexican Independence Day, and they can't schedule when the thing drops eggs.
I guess maybe they could have taken the turtles further down to a darker area, maybe. Could they or no? They have to let them.
I mean, I think they have particular places where they choose to release them, and there is some sense that the turtles come back to the same area, so they're usually pretty, or like general area anyway. But I think there's some concern about where they release them. But I don't know. It does seem like there's probably something that could be done better with that. The main thing just being like, put the light where you want it, right? And if you need the light at your party, like shield it so it's off the beach, right? You still have some lights there, but not like glaring spotlights on the beach. Just so the people who are there like having dinner can like more easily see the ocean. Because if they take the lights down, arguably like have some mood lighting instead, right? Like there are options that are actually better. You know, you want blazing lights, like go indoors. But you want like a nice moonlit thing out on the beach, like that's cooler, right?
Right. Yeah.
You have some mood lighting, little hooded like lamps on the tables, or like candles or something. I don't know, whatever. But like you can, it doesn't have to be like an all or nothing thing either. Like you can still have your party, just like think more conscientiously about the lighting and practice. Like there are guidelines for proper beach lighting. So there's actually an organization called the Dark Sky Association, and there's guidelines for like what is a proper like outdoor lighting for your porch, what is proper outdoor lighting for the beach. It's all out there. Just follow it. Right.
Yeah. The boys interrupted, so Natalie just.
Oh, they should come on the show.
Natalie just jetted to take them back.
Oh, they can come on the show.
They're out of their playroom. My daughter's watching them. She didn't even know they left the room.
He came down, going, "What are you doing?"
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like it's okay. It's
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They had
come on.
One toy was stuck inside another toy. They needed help. It's important 4-year-old things.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, but they're so spoiled. They think that Cancun is the beach.
Yeah.
So they love it. They love it. They talk about Cancun still.
They were asking to go to the beach the other day. We went down some sort of steps that I think they thought looked similar to steps that we went down in Cancun. Mommy, we go to the beach?
Oh.
Today.
Oh. I want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
I'm going to the beach soon.
Nice.
Talking about taking care of the animals and everything, and I'm lugging my kids around in the same manner that I'm lugging around my animals. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And the things that my kids get to see and the things that they get to be a part of. Yesterday was a small birthday party show. And it was like a family friend. Like if we went to your party and you invited us to stay after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be something like that. But they also had pony rides. So my kids got to do that. cake and ice cream. The kids got to do that.
Yeah.
They dressed up like superheroes, so they gave them goodie bags and little superhero cape and glasses, and then, you know, working on the television show and going behind the scenes at, you know, different things. And I think it's pretty daggone awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. They've had a lot of experiences I never had as a kid. I mean, Lana's gotten to ride a camel and an elephant, and also, you know, share a back seat with a monkey. I mean, it's so yeah.
We were doing a radio show, and the monkey was just as lethargic and tired as Lana was because it was 4 a.m. And the monkey sat on her lap, and we have pictures of that.
Yeah.
Aw.
And like on the ride back, Lana had some goldfish, and the monkey was like, "Oh, why, thank you," and it's just eating her goldfish. He's like, "Mom." But yeah, no.
We
It's
sent
had some.
We sent that monkey a care package of goldfish for Christmas
Yes,
that year.
we did.
Yeah, we did.
We absolutely did.
Are monkeys allowed to eat goldfish?
That one was.
That one was. But yeah, no, she's had some really cool experiences and gotten to see and do some really neat things, and the boys are on track too as well. So I mean, it's neat. It's a different lifestyle, and sometimes Lana's like, I would like to know what going to regular school is like, and I'm like, okay, but regular school kids have not had the experiences you have. And we start thinking, she's like, yeah, I guess so. I was like, don't worry. If you want to go to college after, you know, high school,
Yeah.
you will get the regular school experience.
Yeah, exactly. We can get that.
Well, we try to show her, and we've toured schools during the day while we perform at them and show her, you know, this is lunchroom.
Yeah.
Does it look as cool as it does in television?
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I mean, you're
Here's
just
the
at
classroom.
school all day long.
Here's the classroom.
Yeah.
They're here from 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Your
Yeah.
school lasts 2 hours.
Right.
You're done.
Yep.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yep.
So
So
yeah.
just goes to show you can get it done. You don't have to have a whole day, but when you have all those kids you have to get in.
30, 40
Yeah.
kids per class.
Yeah.
Questions disrupting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're lucky that we're you know, lucky and blessed that we can do it. So
I mean, it looks really exhausting looking in from the outside.
Well, you just saw this week, I think. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
this week was crazy.
This week was exhausting. And sometimes it's harder than others because you just never know the situation that you're going to run into. But honestly, our kids are really laid back. I mean, we've had, okay, we're going to get home in a couple hours. Never mind, our tire blew out. Let's have a little camp out. And they're just laid back and they just go with the flow. And so that's nice, you know? So learning to just adjust is always a good thing.
We had a tire blowout in our trailer, and we were on the side of the road for over an hour, and we were calling people and doing all this stuff and getting out of the car, you know, looking around, figuring out which one it was, calling. And
Yeah,
our
the RV.
babysitter said, I was wondering why we stopped. They're just on their phones. They didn't even know anything happened.
Really?
They have no idea. I mean, they're just watching the big screen TV. They all have DVD players and TVs and their phones, and the lights are still on in the RV. The living room is still on.
So
Everything's
they're just like, yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, we're just stopped for some reason. I wonder why. Oh well. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna be stopped for a lot longer because we can't change the back tires on the RV are double. We can't change them, especially the inner ones.
I don't know how to get the
I
inner
don't
one
know how
out.
you get the inner one. Yeah. So anyway,
And anytime it pops, I'm on the interstate,
seems to be.
and it's
Yeah.
not that I can watch the guy because it's not safe to watch the guy. It's better to just be in the RV and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But that's show business.
Yeah.
That's just another part of it. All right, so I want to talk about your TED Talk, and I want to talk about all the other stuff you have going on. I still haven't watched it. You sent me a link to watch, but I'm driving. So,
You could just listen to it.
well, I want to see you pace up and down the stage. I'm an
What an
entertainer,
experience.
Yeah, you want to see how I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I try to imagine that with stand-up comedy, and that keeps me awake on long drives. But a TED Talk, I want to watch you interact with the audience, or maybe you'll show something. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, no, that's true. You should actually watch it.
There you go. There you go. All right, so tell us about
You
it.
can find like 14 minutes to watch my TEDx talk.
Okay, so I didn't know how long it was either. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's under 15 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
tell everybody, what is it about?
Yeah, so I did a TEDx talk. I did at the for people who, so there's TED Talks and TEDx Talks. So TEDx Talks are like independently organized events, but they still have to meet like all the guidelines of TED, the organization. So I did mine at George Mason University in Virginia, and my topic was how to listen like a fish. So basically, I'm taking my expertise in marine science and sound, and I'm applying it like, here's like tricks you can use to be more aware of your surroundings in your daily life. That's like lessons from the ocean, but for things that you can just implement right away. So it got really good response. So it was chosen as a TED editor's pick, which is pretty great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was just like, I don't know, it was like what that was like posted like late June. I've got like over 50,000 views, and I felt, I mean, for me in my like niche areas, right? That's pretty that's
That's
pretty good.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Congratulations. That's
thanks.
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. So yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a lot of people could use it. I'm thinking like the hunting, head on a swivel, put your back against the door. But listen like a fish. That's just another thing they need to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a skill set you can actually practice, and you don't have to like take extra, you can just practice it while you're doing other things.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say too much because you should just watch
Yeah.
All right.
watch
So,
the TEDx talk. But yeah, I mean, I think it's me, but like I thought it was pretty good. I think it's pretty good information.
so you have a book coming out soon as well. Is that right?
Well, not coming out soon. It's a book that's a work in progress. So yeah, that's basically about marine biologists. So there's a I think there's like a lot of like confusion around the field of marine biology, and a lot of that I think comes down to, you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school. You want to be a doctor, you go to medical school. You want to be a marine biologist, it's not that simple, right? Like most of the people that I know don't have the job title marine biologist, right? They're still doing marine biology things. So it's just a lot more like, there's a eclectic, the field's a lot more eclectic. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And so I kind of just want to help people like see inside that world because it's so cool and there's so many interesting things going on. People just don't realize what it can mean to be a marine biologist.
You have so much going on and so many different, your fingers are in so many pies. How often, because do you live near the water?
Not that, I mean, near like sort of near the Potomac River.
Right. So I mean, does that hinder marine biology study, or are you still able to do things at home?
I'm still able to do things because it's not all like, it's rare that somebody has a marine biology type position and they're just spending all the time in the water, right? Like it's much more often they're spending all your time on a computer.
But that's what we think. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do spend time in the water, right? But it's not like every day. And so, you can do things. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done also behind the scenes, right? There's like project management, grant writing, analysis of data, writing papers, reviewing proposals, like all kinds, strategy, like all kinds of different stuff that's related to it that isn't actually in the water.
I think a marine biologist would have to be near an aquarium, like in a lab coat, near near the aquarium, or have an office adjacent to the aquarium or the ocean. That's what I would think. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of I mean, you can do that, but
Right.
there's a lot of other things that need to be done too. Now, I still do field work, but a lot of the time it's not necessarily me doing the field work, right? So we might have like a team meeting where we're talking about like, okay, what are the different things that we need to do with this field? Like, what are like, okay, because the main thing is in the ocean, something always goes wrong. And so you just need to be able to handle that fact and be like prepared for like all kinds of different eventualities. And so that's a lot of it is you're just like troubleshooting or like preparing for the worst as you try to, like It's like, here you are, like, oh, you want to collect data about birds? That's nice. Like, you just like get out your microphones and you just do that. You want to collect data about fish? Like, that just becomes a whole lot more complicated, right? You can't just put your microphone underwater, right? And with listening, like a lot of the devices, like there are we use electronic devices to collect data. Oh, we all know that water and electronics, like that goes really well together. And then you add salt into that and it's fantastic.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
We were talking in the last podcast, and I meant to listen to it again, but it's just been crazy. We were talking about AI being able to translate what they were saying to each other, and that they have different dialects. Well, how's that come in a year? Any progress on this?
Yeah, well, interesting. So I actually presented at an AI like event.
Neat.
Yeah, since we last talked. And it was interesting. I had some interesting conversations with people about things. I mean, my perspective on it is that AI is not human, and so we should be taking advantage of that. And so one of the challenges of studying the ocean environment is that it's kind of like this alien place, and it's hard for us as humans to like really understand or put ourselves in the place of the organisms that live there. So like that's a great role for AI, right? Because it's not human. So instead of trying to get AI to like take our instructions and just like do the things that we would do, but do them like faster, let's actually get AI to show us like the things that we don't know, the things that we're missing in our data sets, right? Because maybe we're looking at the wrong thing. And I don't think AI should be making the decisions, but it can be like a brainstorming partner. So we're like, okay, we're doing all these things, like what are we missing? And then AI could be like, hey, like I looked through all your data sets. Did you know that you're missing this entire like category of data? Right? And so it's not going to have the same human biases. So I think there's a lot that we could do with it. But I think we need to approach it as the like, hey, let's train AI on our failures, right?
It's almost like it can't help but to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to figure out what a human box is, so it's thinking outside the box anyway.
Yeah. So I think approached the right way, it could really help us to like see the things we're missing and patterns that we wouldn't otherwise notice with like our human, like with our sensory range, right? It can explore outside that. And with our kind of like visual bias, if we don't only train it on visual stuff, right? Like it could look outside that. And with our kind of human centered like sense of time also, right? Like we have our own sense of time, but like maybe the patterns are on scales that we're not so easily able to recognize. So
all right, I'm gonna change the subject one more time. And I'm gonna go woo woo foo foo crazy.
Where are we going now?
Conspiracy theory, but with all this government stuff saying that aliens are under the water, you would be the one that knew. You had to.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I mean, they're saying it's going underneath. It's going. You don't have any government stuff, do you? That you can't talk about this?
Well, okay. Well, so we'll leave the government.
You have so many jobs. You have government contracts, don't you?
Okay. Yes, but we'll leave the government out of it. But here's the thing, right?
All right, podcast is over. Tell me off the air.
So, are there alien life forms underwater? Yeah, but like, guess what? They're ocean life forms. It's an alien environment, right?
Okay.
So, like, there's some weird stuff in the ocean that we do not understand. Did they come recently from outer space? Probably not. I think we would have noticed that. Are they impacted by like events that happen in outer space? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like lunar cycle, huge in the ocean, right? It influences the tides. It influences in the upper levels of the water. It influences the light levels, right? It's huge. It's huge for anything living in the ocean. So, I mean, you can take it however you want. I mean,
I'm talking about the UFO that goes in and out and 100 knots an hour, and they're saying that
Yeah.
there's bases under the ocean and all of this. You can't tell me anything on any of that. You don't know
I
anything.
mean, I've never seen it.
Well, that sounds like Elon Musk. That's what he said. I've seen it.
Look, I'll go for
I
like
can report on it,
any.
but I haven't seen it personally.
Well, look, I'll go for any like this. This goes back to the thing with like the mermaid show, right? So like the
Well, we
mermaid.
talked about that at lunch.
Yeah. So like, you know, so there was the mermaid like documentary that like looked like a real documentary but wasn't really, and then I get all of these people writing to me be like, so mermaids are real, and like why won't people talk about them? And so like, should there be, you know, things presented as like documentaries and journalism that aren't? No. But if you want to take this another way, you know, anything that gets people really interested in the ocean and ocean life, I mean, I'm kind of for it, right? Because like I want people to have that curiosity, that like burning curiosity, like we really want to know, and more than that, like we care about the ocean as a place. Because a lot of times, like it could just be like out of sight, out of mind, right? Like a lot of times, unfortunately, humans treat the ocean like a big trash can, right? As it is this amazing world of life and sound, and there's so much stuff going on that we have no idea about. So, I mean, honestly, a mermaid is fairly improbable as a creature. Like, how would that even evolve? Like, that doesn't really make sense. But there's some even weirder, improbable creatures that we do know about, and we're like, oh, that's strange. There are creatures that we thought were extinct that then somebody finds them again. They're like, oh, you're still here? Okay. Right? There's some really weird looking stuff. There are some very strange extreme environments in the ocean, like hydrothermal vents. How is anything going to live there? But there's life finds a way, you know? So there's anything that'll get people excited about the ocean, like I'm kind of okay with.
All right. Well, there you go.
Keep the conspiracy theories going.
I mean, sure.
Oh, Magic had the masked magician, and everybody went up in arms saying how awful it was. But there are people that got into magic and became magicians because, oh, it's something that is doable. You can become an entertainer.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not saying that's awesome. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying like spread rumors, but I am saying like take the things that happen and let's make them teachable moments, right? So instead of people going out and be like, this is bad, like let's take the people who are like excited about, you know, magic or mermaids and like let's bring them in. Like let's take that curiosity and that excitement and let's turn it into something that moves the field forward.
Well, I mean, I can think about, you know, being an entrepreneur and having, you know, mermaid, you know, instead of whale watching, we'll have mermaid watching. We'll go out here, we'll have lunch, we'll do this. They got a day at sea. We didn't see anything today. You know, it's
well, they could learn about how, you know, manatees, you know, you could learn about manatees that were, you know, sometimes thought to be mermaids and stuff like that. You could talk about all kinds of interesting stuff.
Yeah. It's like Bigfoot hunting. They say at least they get out in the woods.
Yes. Get out in nature. Just get out in nature. You learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice.
All right. Well,
look, I have mermaids on my mug.
See, that's another. You do believe it.
There's even like little like cat mermaids and stuff in there. So.
Oh my.
I don't know what a cat mermaid is. I've never heard of that.
I think that would want to go in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, doesn't really make any sense.
Well, what else do you have to promote? We're wrapping up now. Anything else you want to make sure people know about you, your website?
Yeah, so I have a monthly newsletter, and people, if you want to keep track of my weird, wacky stuff, you can just sign up for my newsletter, and so you can just subscribe to that on the homepage of my website, which is heatherspence.net. So that's probably the best way to keep up with things. Watch my TEDx talk, and then ideally don't just watch it, but then like do it, live it, right? And then there's always, you know, I'd love for people to listen to some ocean music and ocean sounds. So you can find links to that though on my website and also my link tree on social media. So just like, you know, listen to the ocean, listen to the world around you, just listen.
Awesome, girl. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. You're awesome.
You're awesome.
Every time I hang out with her, Oh yeah, I'm a puppet.
Something else comes up.
I'm a puppet master. Oh yeah, I have Siegfried and Roy memorabilia in my home. Oh yeah, I have tons of books on magic at my. Why? You're not a magician. Does it make sense?
Oh, next. Okay, well, you'll have to invite me back because actually, I do want to have a conversation with you about like the intersections of magic and staged combat.
Yes,
Stage combat was another thing.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. Okay, so I got to come back so we can talk about that.
Okay, sounds good.
It's easy. We didn't even look at my notes. I put, can dolphins contact dolphins? Is there a law about that? And then I wrote down your intro. That was it. We just winged it.
Yep.
You're awesome, and it's easy. We love you, girl. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes.
Only thing we have left to say is see you next week.
Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.